Konnichiwa, my gamers, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. We're gonna do 2 more endings for this episode, and then the next episode we'll finish up Ningguang's ending too. Did I say no?
Come on, you must know that Lady Ningguang's every move is in the spotlight. That obviously includes her relationships. And if you didn't have some sort of special relationship, why would she invite you to this lunch right after finding out that you were back in Liyue Harbor?
Actually...
Interesting. Yes, we do have a special relationship, but I don't see anything unusual about it.
I remember I was saying this.
The Traveler is a national hero in Liyue whose actions have directly contributed toward the prosperity we enjoy today. Even putting aside my official status as one of the Liyue Chising, I admire him on a personal level too.
Oh, yes. Well, there was nothing unusual about it at all. I was just observing that Lady Ningguang now seems to have a second interesting character in her innermost circle. The first one being the captain.
You're comparing apples and sunsettias there. Whenever Beidou returns to Liyue Harbor, all she brings me is a headache.
She said that before.
I've missed out on a number of extremely promising investment opportunities thanks to her. In fact, the timing is always so suspiciously coincidental. I can't help but wonder if she's doing it on purpose.
Investment opportunities? Oh, do you mean the luminescent spine business? I hear that's been all the rage recently.
No, something else. All the talk about luminescent spines is just empty hype.
Oh, but isn't there some new technology from Fontaine that needs lots of luminescent spines to make it work?
If it were really that profitable, those in the know would have kept it as quiet as possible. You have to wonder, if the news is spreading like wildfire, who's fanning the flames?
That sounds different.
I had my secretary do some analysis. The current price of luminescent spines far exceeds the profits that could be made on the end product.
That sounds different from the last
so
one.
I would advise you to be cautious.
I see. Well, I was planning to get your opinion on how to get started in that business.
In my opinion, there are many people around with ulterior motives, making this a very risky business to enter into in the short term. Long term, it's very difficult to say. But I believe there's too much uncertainty to make it worth your investment. You worked hard to earn every mora you own, and you should be just as careful spending it as you were making it.
Hit a nail on the head.
You think so too, huh?
At least you wish it before you do your part.
Okay.
Your part at least.
If that's what both of you think, I'll take my time and not rush into anything. Maybe it'd be a better choice to invest this money into an industry that I'm genuinely interested in getting involved with.
Yeah, talks continue in the vein do lunchtime.
Lady Ningguang, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. I didn't know how much we'd get through, but you've answered every question I wanted to ask.
Good. I'm glad I could be of some help.
Now I see why you were able to become the most successful business person in Liyue Harbor. You think clearly, you are very knowledgeable, and you keep yourself well informed. It would take me a very long time to come anywhere close to your level.
This is why so many people wants to pay to spend time with Ningguang.
You've been listening for a while. Are you getting bored?
Yes, like last episode. No, I'm finding it all very interesting.
Has it sparked an interest in the business world for you?
Maybe I'll give it a shot in the future.
So you want to be my competitor? Well then, I suppose I'll have to start looking over my shoulder. Or how about this? I'll invest in you early on, before you make it big.
I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you. This lunch was everything I was hoping for and more. I can't wait to try out everything I've learned.
See you next time.
Oh!
I'll look forward to hearing good news from you soon.
She just sat up. That's kind of creepy.
Right then. Lunch is over. I assume you have something planned next? I'm a little concerned about the auction. I wonder how my secretarial trio is getting along.
Okay, let's say, well, we have time to go and check up on them if you want.
Good. Then let's do that. There are some slippery characters among the bidders, you see. So, even though my secretaries are very capable and experienced, I still can't help worrying for them a little. Come on. The auction is being held at Eugene Terrace.
Oh, we're going there. What's going on up here, by the way? What are you ladies doing? What are saying drug test here! Drug test? I didn't say that! I thought you meant say COVID test! There's no COVID in Luya, you idiot!
Lady Ningguang, what brings you here? I couldn't help but feel a little concerned. So I just came to see how everything is going.
We're about ready and people are starting to arrive. I think we should be able to start on time.
Very good. I think I'll host the auction myself.
Huh? You want to do it yourself?
Yes, just in case anything untoward happens. I can take care of it myself.
Then we'll leave the auction itself to you. But we'll be sure to lend our full support behind the scenes.
Have you attended an auction before?
My net worth isn't quite in that category.
Well, would you like to participate this time? You don't have to bid, of course. Just experience the atmosphere.
Sure, that should be quite fun.
Alright then. Feel free to take a look around the venue before it kicks off. Check out the items up for bidding and see if there's anything you might be interested in.
This is kind of weird, two Ningguangs. What the? Are you saying? The yellow's an imposter! It's because I'm yellow! What the fuck? We're supposed to get all these three stuff? Okay. Is this a challenge show, Ningguang? Why the fuck are you here also? I want to get tested for COVID. It's not COVID. Can you shut up? Oh, come on now. This show is boring. Get no refund. You didn't pay for nothing. First item. A fairly well-made hobbin, but there's nothing exceptional about it. Fine to buy in the shop, but can surely fetch a good price on the auction. Okay, next up, observe. Is it called? No, that's base. Buying tool. Guefi offers employer. I guess they could bind the place up a little. Still, it'd be cheaper to go in from bylaw. Did I say it right? Not sure. Now the vase. A plain looking vase that clear sign of wear and tear. Can't see any reason to build something like this. As in paying for it? Oh, pretty face! I'm not gonna break it or anything. Hey, you better not! Whoops! So I supposedly had to wait until by 16 o'clock. What's that time frame means? I don't remember what that means.
It's about time to start. Find yourself somewhere to sit and we'll kick things off.
Before we start, I have a question.
Yes? What is it?
Are you sus because you're cyan? Are these auction items going to be very valuable?
That's for you to make a considered judgment on. It's precisely what makes auctions so interesting, don't you think? Until the bids exceed the value of the item you're after, you can keep raising the price. If the bids go beyond what you can accept, then you let someone else take it. Perhaps this does not result in what you might call a fair price, but what it does do is identify the person who values the item the most.
Okay, let's see how it goes.
Yes, you should look forward to it.
The adultery finally begins.
The first lot is a teacup from my personal collection. Bids starting at 10,000 mora. That's 10,000 mora for the teacup.
You never pay 10,000 more for something like that this normally.
20,000!
30,000!
50,000.
Oh lord, this is like Jesus. What? I say what? No, I don't say anything. I want to be saving Sally. Wow, the bidding is facing.
80,000! 80,000 over here!
Jesus!
I'll raise that to 100,000!
Jeez.
120.
130. He seems very determined.
Alright, 150,000. Anyone else want to keep going now?
150 once?
170.
Idiot.
180,000.
180 once? 180 twice? 180. Sold!
It's mine now.
I can't believe it went for 180,000.
Okay then. Moving straight on to the next lot.
One by one, I don't know, I saw for extremely high prices.
You seem to be getting quite into it. What a shame that you didn't manage to go home with anything.
Something felt off.
Of course it did. That's because I didn't come here to sell my things. I'm sure you must find it quite odd that all these everyday items could fetch such a huge price at auction. Since you're curious, why not go and talk to the buyers? I'm sure they'll give you the answers you're looking for.
Sure. Boo! Boo! That show sucks! No, I was quite seeing you. Let's talk to the guys first so anything happens. You good?
Today wasn't my day. Didn't manage to snag much. There were too many bidders and They all seem like experts to me. I guess I'll just have to wait for the next auction. Someday, I'll be the lucky one.
Okay, that's one answer down. Let's talk to this guy behind me.
I may have paid an arm and a leg for this, but in the end, I got the result I wanted.
Aren't you be worried about the price being overinflated?
Nothing of Ningguang's could ever be overinflated. I'm far from the only buyer who believes that owned by Ningguang is worth paying a premium for. So how much I make just depends on how many people are even bigger fans of Ningguang than I am.
Just imagine if he's on top of Hotel's legs.
Huh? You want to know why I paid so much? Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Because the previous owner was Lady Ningguang. Sure, the item may look pretty ordinary, but that's probably just because I'm not a connoisseur, so I don't know how to appreciate it. But I figured I'd buy it first, then go get it appraised by an expert. Then I'll be rich.
Sounds kinda off what's going on here if you ask me.
Well, did you find the answer yet?
It's because everyone have faith in your judgment and
That's
enthusiasm.
certainly part of it. But every bidder will have noticed that none of these items have a particularly high going rate on the market in and of themselves. Despite this, they were all willing to pay very dearly for them. I wonder, is faith in me really the only factor in their appraisal of the item's value?
If not, then what else could be it?
You'll see
It'd be.
shortly. The one who spent the most money will surely be the quickest to realize. If all I wanted to do was make some quick mora by exploiting their blind faith in me, I have a million more effective ways of achieving that than hosting an auction. Every participant in this auction was handpicked by me, based on certain intelligence.
Sure enough, after some time has passed, one of the participants returns.
Lady Ningguang, something doesn't seem quite right with the items from today's auction. As unlikely as this sounds, and please forgive me for even bringing it up, but I had to ask. You weren't selling counterfeits today, were you?
Counterfeits? Absolutely not. What motive would anyone have for making copies of things like these? They are simply ordinary items, and there was no coercion or enticement during the auction. Every bid was voluntary.
Because we trusted you. Everyone knows that you love Mora, but we also know that you made your fortune through honest means, as opposed to scamming people.
You seem to have entered into dangerous linguistic territory there. You should know that unless you have evidence to support your outlandish claims, I am legally entitled to sue you for slander. Of course, if you have any genuine grievances about the auction, the lots, or the process, please enlighten me as to where exactly I went wrong.
You... Fine. Yes, technically it was all legitimate. Guess all I can do is take the loss. But if word gets out about today's auction, people are gonna start seeing you as a con artist. No one would dare do business with you after that. I guess what I'm saying is this really in your best interests?
Let me answer that with a question. You claim that you were willing to pay a high price because you trusted me. But is that really the full story?
What do you mean? What else could it be?
I don't know. Perhaps it could be something to do with a lost item from the original Jade Chamber collection that has quietly made its way into your hands. When the Jade Chamber fell, countless valuable items from my collection plunged into the sea. I organized a salvage operation, but still there were many items unaccounted for. A considerable number of these made their way back into Liyue Harbor through means unbeknownst to me, and passed through several pairs of hands before finally ending up in yours, and those of your fellow bidders today.
Wait, you mean...
Yes. Everyone attending the auction today is in possession of lost property belonging to me. Or, to put it another way, they were all people who have had a taste of something that was mine and convinced themselves that I am someone to be taken advantage of.
No wonder they had such blind faith.
So I ask you again, your high bidding price, was it motivated by trust or was it greed? The sole reason I held this auction is to reclaim my treasured possessions. If you are willing to return what is mine, I will refund all the money you spent in the auction today.
All right, fine. I guess I'll return it. You drive a hard bargain like everyone says. I'll go and get it right now. Please just wait here.
Despite his bad attitude, he cooperated in the end. Good for him.
It all makes sense now.
The issue was that all items of mine that have been fished out of the sea have changed hands numerous times already. Determining who has legal ownership would be an extremely long-winded process, with each item being assessed on a case-by-case basis. Even Yenfei says she'd have a difficult time defending my claims.
Oh.
I could have bought them back,
What the fuck?
but it's not in my nature to pay twice for the same thing. Least of all, when they'd be looking to make a handsome profit from my misfortune. After making some inquiries, I found them to be most uncooperative. So I had to resort to this auction to finally put a stop to all this nonsense.
I hope I never end up on the one side of you.
I just wanted my things back. Hardly an unusual sentiment. At most, a little childish perhaps. Which is another reason why I didn't tell anybody about my plan. What do you think it was about the Jade Chamber that defeated Osile?
The explosion?
Well, I think it was a combination of the weight and the energy it contains.
Oh, I should have picked that answer.
Its great weight meant that it hit Osile with incredible force.
Oh shit, I got it!
While the energy within triggered
on my
that
face.
spectacular explosion. Every piece of the Jade Chamber, from the stone walls and wooden beams down to the smallest ornament, contributed to its total weight.
Fuck, I'm keeping the fucking
But
shop
in
in
the end,
way good.
they became objects of merchants' greed. It's hard not to get a little irked thinking about it.
I hope you can get all your things back too.
Thank you for understanding. Now I've got one of my items back. Let me show you what makes it so special. The secrets of history shine through in the relics that survive. And this one now has the story of another age to tell.
Ooh, it's actually small item? The weight of the collection. None items that will offer up during the sea battle shall be lost, no matter how small. Alright, time to avoid anything too complicated. Too complicated? Is anything to do a difference? One day... Oh shit! Just so much of them! I think I regret it! One day off, that's all I gotta say.
Don't you think that this schedule is a bit of a light load?
Nika has taken a vision in a long time, I bet.
Yeah, that's true. Lady Ningguang has a lot of work to attend to, and frankly,
It's
she
literally
doesn't have
impossible to
many
get away from
opportunities
now.
to rest.
So just spotting
We
in the
do
middle.
sometimes worry about her health, but her attitude is very Mora-driven. If by taking a break there's a chance she'll lose Mora, she'll never agree to it.
But the work will always be there.
Oh, I see where you're coming from. Yes, you have a point. All right then, let's go with your plan. I'm sure Lady Ningguang has plenty she wants to talk about with you. There's a lot of things that need doing over at the auction venue, so I will be leaving you now.
I hope everything goes well tomorrow.
I hope so too. You must be exhausted. Make sure you get an early night tonight.
Yes,
Yes!
I'm already awake.
Wake up!
I'll be out in a moment. I'm just changing.
Wake up!
Good morning. Did you sleep well?
I was a little nervous.
There's nothing to worry about. We just need to go through the schedule you made and tick the items off one by one.
I'm actually nervous about this.
So, what's item 1 on today's schedule?
I'm nervous about this. I don't know how I feel. Here, tell it for yourself. Oh shit.
I imagine this must have taken Baisha completely by surprise.
Yes, but she said she'll leave it up to me.
Sure. There's no harm in changing my schedule around once in a while. My schedule is usually very tightly packed, and any extra time I can squeeze out is spent on preparing for the future. So, it'll be quite nice to take a break.
You don't take many breaks, huh?
I don't often feel tired. Seeing the Mora come in has a way of making me feel quite invigorated. Still, your idea is very sensible. Mora can only lift a weary spirit. It cannot alleviate physical fatigue. So then, the days ahead of us. Any ideas on how to spend it?
It's like a date we're doing. We got 2 choices. Let's do something you never normally have time for.
Something I never have time for. Have you played the chess game I made? Or heard of it, perhaps?
Is it called Lilia Memelia?
Yes. It's based on classic chess, but with different rules. When I was designing it, I wanted it not only to be a fun game, but also to capture Liyue's culture in a unique way. So I introduced a lot of concepts that aren't part of traditional chess, as well as different chess pieces and even boards. I'm constantly revising and expanding it. So far, there are over 30 editions.
What an original project.
True. That's one reason why it's been difficult to catch on. But I don't feel that making it easier to learn is necessarily a good thing. Isn't one of the joys of playing chess to continually learn and progress through a complex set of rules?
So how do we get people interested in it?
I think the key will be to make something that easily catches the attention of people who haven't played much chess before. I'm planning to make a new set with the board and pieces based on the battle for Liyue. One side will play the Guardians of Liyue Harbor. The other side will play the Fatui and Osile.
Sounds fun.
No problem.
What the?
I'll let you try it out as soon as I finish the prototype.
Cool.
I want to make each of the chess pieces of Liyue Millennial as true to life as possible. And no Guardians of Liyue chess set would be complete without you, would it?
You're going to make a cheese piece based on me?
I am indeed. Many of them, in fact.
That little smile of hers.
My thinking was that only people who pre-order the chess set at full price will be eligible to receive the limited edition Traveler chess piece. It seems only fitting for someone of your status.
So I'm part of a marketing plan.
Naturally, since you are the face of that historic event. I intend to make chess pieces for everyone who was involved that day, including myself. Everyone who owns this chess set will preserve this moment in history in a vivid and compelling form.
It sounds great.
Then it's decided. Come with me. To make this chess piece, I need to take some measurements.
Even my dick? Oh, hell no! No, 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 no. She is a pervert.
Oh, Lady Ningguang and the Traveler.
No.
Each other?
We met before.
Oh, I think it goes a little deeper than that.
Shut up!
I don't teach my hard-earned skills to just anyone, you know. There's a word for people like you, who are warm one minute and cold the next. Fickle.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
You seem to be in a good mood today.
Horny mood!
As ever, there's nothing special about today, but seeing you two has definitely perked me up.
How?
How can I be of
Fucking
service
bitch.
today?
Remember the custom chess pieces I told you about? I'd like you to take his measurements today.
But is it she is the particular business?
Whatever business I'm in, I am first and foremost a woman of many talents.
Sure looks horny.
Remember when I taught you how to make perfume? There was no porcelain involved in that. As it happens, I am a skilled tailor as well. What can I say? I'm in the prime of my youth and I love all beautiful things. Is that so strange?
Yingar is every bit as proficient as any of the top tailors in the land. I've availed myself of her services many times before.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just realizing that the Traveler only thinks I'm good at one thing. I see how it is. In which case, you'll find all the tools you could need in the room. Please, help yourselves. I'll stay outside and mind my own porcelain business, as you quite rightly suggested.
Huh? What are you expecting me to do here?
Oh god, I know what she's thinking.
Oh, I think the Traveler is the one you should be asking about that.
Stop saying horny shit! Stop showing my words.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's hard not to tease when you're both so well matched. Come on then. Step inside and I'll examine your body from tip to toe.
Stop it! After all that, you can take your measure cut on eventually. It's like, gosh, she touched your dick too!
If I hear any strange new rumors after this, you will be my #1 suspect.
Rumors about the Traveler?
She literally
Or the chess piece?
Either. Both are confidential.
Don't worry, I know where the line is. I'd never take a joke too far.
Are you sure?
Secrets are only fun when they're kept secret.
I hope you do know what the line is.
Just enough with the ambiguous phrasing, okay? You'll give people the wrong idea. Forget it. Let's just go.
You're always welcome at Scent of Spring. Come again.
I slightly regret bringing you here.
Yeah, I get
It
you.
doesn't bother me. I just hope she didn't make you feel too awkward.
Oh, horny!
Now that your measurements are taken, let's go to Mingxing Jewelry and put an order in.
Hello, Lady Ningguang. What can I do for you today?
The fact that it's still low in the background is so
That
funny.
chess piece I told you about? We can start work now. I have the traveler's measurements here.
Okay, let me just double check.
Sorry.
Looks good. This has all the measurements we need. I'll pass them on to the craftsman shortly.
Good. And as agreed, please use top-grade materials only.
Of course, we are professionals, and we will do everything we can to deliver the high standard you expect. Although, speaking to you as a friend, I have to tell you that the sale price you indicated won't even cover the cost of production. I don't mean just the material costs either. Waiting around for top quality materials drags out the production time and also reduces the total quantity we can produce.
That's okay. This one is not for profit. With every previous set, there's always been some degree of commercial or marketing considerations to bear in mind. But this one serves more of a commemorative purpose. To that point, as you know, the prototype of the Jade Chamber chess piece has been in the works for a long time. But I haven't once followed up on the progress.
Jade Chamber. There's a Jade Chamber piece in the chess set?
Yes, and just like your piece, the Jade Chamber piece will be scaled for the game.
Now I'm just saying, kind of seems concerned.
Yes, it's a challenging project, but also, not for profit is really not something I ever expected from Lady Ningguang.
Well, I love this guy. It feels so nice
It just
to use it.
seems out of character.
In business, everything comes down to profits versus losses. You have to keep a cool head and make rational judgments. In other words, you must be shrewd. But shrewdness is easily perceived as cynicism in the eyes of others. People come to think of you as someone who cares only about money and not people. Hardly the worst thing in the world, of course. But it has caused obstacles for me in the past.
How?
Well, for example, I once had a case where someone backed out of a deal with me to sell to someone else. We were both offering the exact same terms. It was simply because they didn't like me very much. Another case is where I offered distinctly more competitive terms in an investment, and this ended up arousing their suspicion. That Ningguang, they thought, she must be up to something. We can't let her get away with it.
I see.
But these problems disappeared all but completely after the battle against Osile. Why? Because the whole of Leo witnessed me destroying my Jade Chamber. At least, that's the most reasonable explanation I can think of.
Oh, I get it. You're saying that back when you sacrificed the Jade Chamber, you gained everyone's respect in return. You're not seeking to make a profit from these chess pieces, because what you're commemorating is your personal contribution to Liyue Harbor. It was the deal of the century. And as long as you keep capitalizing on it, business will be plain sailing for you in the future.
Yes, exactly. Very to the point.
Truly a brilliant strategy, Lady Ningguang. You really are a business mastermind. Now I understand why this set needs to be so perfect and why it's okay that it doesn't turn a profit.
It will be a lot of work, and I'm most grateful to you. Make sure the Traveler's piece is exactly how he wants it. We can't go letting him down.
Don't you worry. We'll put our all into it.
Well, that's that then. Let's head back to the Jade Chamber.
We're done?
There's something I want to discuss with you.
Okay. So, what does she want to talk about with me?
I have a question for you. And I'd like to hear your honest opinion. And I, in turn, will tell you how I really think. When we were at Mingxing Jewelry, I admitted that my decision to sacrifice the Jade Chamber was a calculated one. I had already considered what I stood to lose and to gain. When you heard that, did it make you think that maybe I really was a cynical profit chaser after all?
Let's see. We got different answers. I think, all you're trying to make up for your losses. I'm gonna say the top part. Honestly, yes, I was a little disappointed.
I see. Well then, I'm sorry. but what I'm about to say may simply come across as making excuses. I was lying to Xingxi. My decision to destroy the Jade Chamber was nowhere near as thought through as I made it out to be. I just thought we should do what needed to be done, and this was a decision that only I could make. Afterwards, I consoled myself by reasoning that all my wealth comes from Leo Harbor. So, to lose Leo Harbor is to lose everything. In that sense, giving up the Jade Chamber would be a profitable investment in the long term. But it just didn't work. I was grief-stricken. Like a huge part of my heart was suddenly missing, because I had just severed ties with a lifelong companion. I stared out at the sea for goodness knows how long. I just couldn't let go.
Okay.
There was no way I could console myself. So why bother trying?
Wow.
As time went by, I received so many thank you gifts and letters from people. Everyone was describing how they now saw me in a new light, how I'd become an inspiration to them. I gave up the Jade Chamber without a moment's hesitation, and I did it for the sake of Leo Harbor. And now, people are inspired to follow my example, to tackle their life challenges with the same unswerving determination. All of this was so encouraging to hear. It made me feel that my dear old companion's sacrifice was not in vain.
So why did you lie to Single?
Because, to most people, the idea that Lady Ningguang is someone who battles with grief and struggles to let go of the past is probably the furthest thing from the truth that they could imagine. This is one aspect of the truth that I can share only with you. The fact that
I like this gun a lot.
I can't always be as strong as everyone thinks I am.
The most difficult time has passed.
Thank you for your comforting words. It feels good even just to be able to talk about it. I'm sorry that you have to see me in this state, but look where I am now, standing on the deck of the Jade Chamber once more, taking in the view. It must be fate's reward to me. And if I end up having to do it all over again in the future, I will not hesitate to make the same decision again.
No, I don't want that. And I will give a hug for that. Honestly, I would have done that. Unchanging will. Through countless early moments, the clouds are not least clear. Gazing ahead, she will surely make the right decision.